I'm Pastor Brett Wilson here at Georgetown Lutheran Church, and we want to invite you to worship with us live Sundays at 10 a.m., either by our live stream, Zoom, or here in person in our sanctuary. Our health and safety team and leaders have met and have some important updates to keep our community safe during this pandemic time. So I want to share with you in this quick video some updates and some practices what you'll expect when you come to worship on Sunday morning. First of all, plan ahead. Parking is still scarce in the neighborhood. Come in through the doors and allow a little extra time for check-in and to find your seat because we are trying to distance. So come in through the doors, make sure you have your mask. If you forget a mask, we have extras. Make sure that you've RSVP'd. And when you arrive, a greeter will meet you probably outside and ask if you have RSVP'd for worship. When you RSVP for worship, you affirm that you are fully vaccinated and agree to be masked and follow our procedures in our sanctuary to keep our community safe. If someone arrives and has not RSVP'd, we ask them those questions and then take down contact info so that we can have contact just in case of any exposures that we would promise to communicate and keep each other safe that way. So when we come on in, you will pick up from the table a bulletin. They'll be laid out, fanned out, so you can just pick up one, and a little communion set that will be placed inside paper liners. We're continuing to do communion that way for now. There's always hand sanitizer and masks here if you need it, and you can always ask the greeter if you have any questions. Our bathrooms are open, of course, and more on that later, but here's the first change. We are going to pause for now, sharing any refreshment. So those wonderful baked goods that we love sharing, and even sharing drinks for now. We're going to pause that practice and stay masked and stop gathering unmasked outside of our building for now because we just don't have a lot of space to spread out. So come on in, coming into our worship space. By the way, here by the door, we have the sign-up sheets again to sign up to volunteer in worship, and we need your help. Making worship happen every Sunday takes at least 4 or 5 volunteers every Sunday, and we need ushers and readers and greeters, and you can be a big part of that. You can leave your offering right here. There will be an offering plate on this stand, or you can scan the QR code and give online. I automate my giving, makes it a lot easier. You can leave joys and concerns on our prayer boards here. And then make your way to a seat. But here's a change. We're going to try to have an usher again who will see you to a seat or point your way. And I really need your help with this. This is going to be a little different now. You might have a favorite spot. You might have that perspective where you like to sit that feels so right for you. I'm sorry. For now, we're going to change our practice to make it most welcoming, and that is the usher will direct you, and I will remind you that when you arrive, we want to fill up the sanctuary from the front. Now, the front might not be anybody's favorite place to sit, actually a few people, but when you arrive, we need to do this because a lot of folks arrive due to bus schedules and traffic and other things, getting kids going. A lot of folks arrive in the last 5 minutes of worship, or like before the hour and at the hour. So people slip in at the last moment, try to find a spot, and we want to be welcoming and leave the spots in the back for those who arrive last. Also, we've added some "Don't sit here" signs so that you can know that we are trying to fill from every other end so that we make a zigzag pattern and so that we stay social distance. Here's another thing. It's a little thing, but it really will help. So you found your pew, and you found that we're sitting where the blue tape says sit in front of, and I found my spot, and I'm just gonna spread out here in the middle. Don't do that. Don't do that, because that puts you at only like 2 or 3 feet from your neighbor, whereas if you come and find your spot and scoot over to the edge of the pew, then that gives us a lot of distance and a comfortable space from our neighbor who will be at the end of the next pew. That helps us stay safe while we remain masked in our sanctuary and care for each other. We're going to continue to examine our procedures and consider worship times and options for everyone and how attendance goes. We love welcoming new people, so we want you to come and join us. And we love having new visitors in these weeks. Now, after worship, we're not going to have refreshments, but we do invite you, if you like, to stick around and greet each other. So if you'd like to talk with others and share some fellowship time, we ask that you now remain masked when you're on property, in our building, certainly, and also outside, because we do not have good airflow, and we've been creating kind of a gauntlet for people to get out the front door. Want to stop that. So if you want to visit with somebody after worship, or you've been meaning to have that conversation or talk about a ministry area or something you're working on, we'll have the fellowship hall open, and that is better air conditioned and has great filtration as well. So go on down to the fellowship hall and take some time for fellowship together, even while we pause refreshments for now. So thank you for your help and listening. I'm going to make some graphics to go with this, hopefully to make this easier to follow. Look forward to seeing you for worship.